Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris as the Birdman Consortium. We'll go ahead and continue to spread bird law throughout the galaxy, and here is the Lyrite regime looking for a commercial pact. It doesn't really tell me what the commercial pact will do. If I click here, it'll tell me that we will lose this much and we'll gain a little bit of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and agree to that so that we get a little bit of resources out of that commercial pact. I think that's a totally fine thing to do. And we also got to repair these guys up. Yeah, so as I was saying, we got to repair these guys up and get them refitted and go maybe take out these alien vessels over here as well. All right, so we have identified a wreckage, and this time I'm going to go ahead and give this to the Lyrite regime so that I can get a little bit more influence and keep expanding my nation. And here's the result of that event. We get a 100 influence, which is going to help us expand, and we also get a opinion boost with these guys so that they like us just that little bit more. And we're finally up to 4 out of 6 Vol-tah artifacts. I'm hoping to find the next 2. We've also completed hyperlane breach points, which is going to mean that we have to update our ships, and we'll go ahead and research a new thing. I think I'd like to get the applied quantum physics here, which would give me an extra boost of research from researchers. Alrighty, so we went through and we upgraded all of our hyperdrives on all of our currently active ships. And we're now up to 5 out of 6 Vol-tah artifacts. We just need one more, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this anomaly right here is the one that holds the secret. So we'll go ahead and check that one out soon, and I'll check back in when something interesting happens. And it looks like we've just had the birth of space piracy. A bunch of dudes over here. Wait, is it something to do with a trade route? Pirate fleet. I wonder where the piracy is coming from, because I have a ship patrolling, so I might have to do something about that. Oh, you know what? I don't think I was patrolling this system, so that's something I need to rectify. I need to make sure I'm patrolling here. No wonder they appeared. Well, we'll have to go ahead and deal with those guys. It'll take us a minute. And we've now met the Death Akan Transstellar. And they are a mega corporation. They are ruthless capitalists. They do share our materialist thing, but they are egalitarians, which might mean we are going to come to blows. Although we kind of share a little bit of friendship. Now, in terms of slavery policy, I guess we could, in theory, change that if that's upsetting people. But I think that might actually upset my authoritarian species if I go to check my factions here. Let me double check. Where are you? Hierarchical union, stratified, anti-democratic. One of these guys, I think, prefers to have slavery active, so we might not change that. And the Lyrite regime is wanting to send me a defensive pact. I'm going to go ahead and agree on that so that we can maintain good relations and hopefully, maybe potentially one day get an alliance with these guys. So it's actually quite good that my first 2 major neighbors I was actually able to get good relations with and establish some non-aggression and defensive pacts. I still don't have a defensive pact with these guys, but it could be on the cards one day, maybe when I'm a little bit stronger. Alrighty, and we just unlocked fusion missiles, so we'll go ahead and upgrade our fleet and also maybe go ahead and pick up a new thing. I could pick up ion thrusters, which might not be a terrible thing, but I would either like to get destroyer hull points or star holds. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up star holds so that I can build up the power level of these defensive stations. And so here we go, we have plugged in the fusion missiles into our new interceptor design. I'm going to quickly upgrade these guys. It'll only cost me 96 alloys, and they'll get updated relatively quickly because now I have 2 shipyards here, which allows me to produce twice as much ship production. So upgrading fleets is quicker, building new fleets is quicker, all that great stuff. 42 years and 3 days. A closer scan of the debris field around Condera B has led to the discovery that an airtight capsule containing an atomic clock that measures time with an unparalleled precision. It has a frequency certainly so low that'll be another 879 million years before it gains a single second, and it's counting down to a date 42 years and 3 days away. The capsule holds no clues as to what this date signals or who the owners are, but it seems as though there's someone out there has lost track of the time. Ooh, do we blow it up? Or do we keep an eye on it? Let's keep an eye on it. Tick tock, tick tock. I'm interested to see what that could be. And we're about to engage in our second ever naval battle, and it looks like we're going to completely obliterate them. We are taking a little bit of damage, but these guys aren't too strong. They're only using level 1 equipment and weapons and gear and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like we're quite a bit stronger. We have more hull points. We have more armor. Well, actually, they have a tiny bit more armor than me, which is interesting. Maybe because they got a level up. But yeah, we should be able to get through this fight pretty easily. We also now actually have 2 destroyers in this navy, which are contributing. I wish it would be kind of cool if you could see a breakdown of who did what damage and all that sort of stuff. Alright, so we raided that pirate station, so they are no longer around, and we managed to take back some of our minerals and energy. Uh-oh, the interdimensional trade is decreasing in Vol-tah Prime. So that could have bad outcomes here because apparently the people on the other side are starting to lose the interdimensional war. So interestingly, the conglomerate of Helven Jewel is looking for a non-aggression pact. That's gonna start like eating up a lot of my stuff, But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and agree to that, and just trying to avoid getting into conflict. Now, this is really hurting my influence, so I need to maybe see if I can edit this a little bit. I'm a little bit confused why I have two guarantees, because I've looked around my relationships, and I'm only guaranteeing these guys. I have a defensive pact with these guys, but other than that, like, I have no things. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and declare a rivalry with these guys to get the little bit of extra influence. They're upset at me because I'm allied to their rivals, so that's kind of what I'm hoping to come to blows with these guys at some point in the future. They are a little bit superior to me in fleet power, but my technology is far better. Alrighty, so we have a new technology discovered. I believe we researched terraforming. I could be wrong. We have quite a few options here. I would like to pick up colonial bureaucracy because it's relatively cheap and it'll also reduce the cost of pretty much everything in my empire. So I'm going to go ahead and work on colonial bureaucracy to bring down my empire sprawl penalty to a more manageable level. And it looks like we just met the Sinrath Enlightened Kingdom. They are actually very happy with me, and we have a lot in common, and they're very, very, friendly. So I think we could do non-aggression pacts, but again, I'm running really low on influence here. I wonder, like, I don't understand where the guarantees are coming from. I know where the non-aggression pacts are, I know where the research agreements are, I know where the commercial pacts are, but I'm actually really, really tempted to open diplomacy here to reduce the diplomatic influence cost of my stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do here because it's just really crippling my ability to engage in any sort of expansion and diplomacy. So this would give me an extra 1.5 influence per month. All right, so over here in Vol-tah Prime, apparently I can grow Sinraths, even though I'm pretty sure I literally only just met these guys, which is a little bit confusing because I don't have migration treaty with those guys, which is a little bit confusing, but I'm going to accept it for what it is. We do have a little bit of unemployment in the capital. That's because we're building some of these robots and they're kicking people out of their jobs, which is a good thing because we want the robots to be doing the crappy jobs. In terms of things, I'm pretty happy with the current layout. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a generator district in here to just, again, keep boosting up my energy income. Over here, there's not really anything I can do about this unemployment because it is simply down to the fact that it is a middle class that has been unemployed, so he just has to wait until he demotes down to become a worker like the rest of us. And just like I predicted, this anomaly over here in Ambicia was a Vol-tah gas giant facility. So we're going to go ahead and research that project and see what it holds with regards to the Vol-tah artifacts. I'm very excited. I haven't done the Vol-tah before, so I'm excited to see what that has as a result. Also, we just grew to 35 pop in here so we can get a new building. We are having a little bit of an amenity problem, and that happiness is actually cutting into, if I go down into here and I hover over this, you can see, I believe there's like their output is affected by happiness. You can see here, where is it? Yeah, so the happiness here is causing a little bit of a problem. So I'm kind of tempted to plug in this. I mean, I really want this Unity thing, but I might need to just prioritize getting myself an entertainment thing. Although I could build, like, what is it? There's a thing. Holo theaters. I might have to like prioritize getting holo theaters. I mean, we could do commercial zones, which would also take care of a lot of the amenity problems. But yeah, I don't know. This would work as a kind of combined amenity and trade value, which would produce commercial goods. So I mean, that could kind of work. But on the other hand, I also really, really want to get this Autocathon monument because I've been really, really lacking in terms of Unity production. I've been kind of coasting along on a very small growth of Unity. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up because we definitely need more Unity in my empire. Hey, we found a limbo tomb. So this is a vault, is a tomb of hopeful immortals. So I think I don't have the technology to help them, but I'm going to go ahead and download their neural patterns because this implies to me that there might be something interesting that happens down the road from this one. And purely just for the sake of my influence here, I'm going to go ahead and open diplomacy traditions. I would normally never do this, but just the sheer fact that, like, I am burning so much of my influence on that, and I need to keep expanding. So we're going to go ahead and choose that. Also, we just picked up a couple of techs here. We picked up applied quantum physics, and I feel like quantum energy states would be pretty good to pick up, or better, shielding would be pretty good as well. I'm going to go ahead and improve my energy income. And, ooh, starbase building cost. That is a very interesting rare technology. And just because it is rare, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up because that's interesting to me. And we just finished the archaeological Vol-tah project. Now we have all 6 artifacts, and the Vol-tah home system has been discovered. How do we do this? The Vol-tah home system. Well, let us get ourselves a guy over there to survey it. Thankfully, this is my ally, so they're less likely to be unfriendly about it. But this is a very curious place for it to spawn. I would have hoped it would spawn near me, but it's okay. Oh, it looks like the war has closed here. Hey, and we just finished the administrative capacity plus 20, which is going to lower our empire sprawl, which I'm very, very happy about. I could also go ahead and pick up artificial moral codes, which would help with amenities. I'm not really seeing anything super important in here. I'm going to go ahead and just maybe unlock ground defensive planning because it's a relatively low cost tech and it'll have a quick turnover. And it looks like the Lyrite regime would like to do a migration treaty. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. I want to be friends with people to buy time. My people are not especially warlike, so I feel like they would be open to diplomacy and stuff like that. Hey, and we just picked up quantum energy states, so we're going to go ahead and see what we can do about that. Looks like we could unlock blue lasers, and I think I will. I'll go ahead and get blue lasers, because a couple of my ships do in fact use lasers, so that'll be a good upgrade. Ooh, we found the Vol-tah homeworld. The shattered remnants of the Vol-tah homeworld revealed a wonder about a massive extinction event 12 million years ago is caused by the detonation of some kind of antibody device. From the ruins that remain on this planet's surface, we have learned that the Vol-tah society experienced a radical ideological shift a century before their extinction. The new philosophy posited that the entire infinite was an artificial reality being plugged into for the augment of some higher power. The Vol-tah undertook increasingly radical attempts to forcefully disconnect themselves from the simulation, most of which involved mass suicide. They finally concluded that only the simultaneous disconnection of billions of individuals would stabilize the system. At agreed upon hour, Vol-tah everywhere killed themselves by any means available. Those who refused to take part were too few to repopulate the species, and so the Vol-tah faded into an obscurity and eventual extinction. So, we get the Vol-tah reality perforator. We get 10 minor artifacts. We get 4,000 unity and 300 of each kind of research, and a new minor artifact section unlocked. Well, let's go ahead and check all that kind of stuff out. I'm going to go ahead and pick up here. I'll go ahead and pick up the Pursuit of Profit, which will slightly improve the efficiency of all of my characters. More importantly, I want to go check out over here the Secrets of the Vol-tah. Delve into the Secrets of the Vol-tah. So I need to save up 50 artifacts to do this. We also have the Activate the Relic for Triumph, which will cost me 150 influence, but lower my population amenity uses by 10% for 10 years. I'm going to go ahead and not do that. I will, however, try and get a construction ship over here to try to claim this. It would be very cool if I could hold this. It's probably not a big deal if I don't hold it, but I would really, really like it to be me who has control of this. This might upset my ally, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do it anyway. All right, we've finished ground defense planning. Hopefully we have a new interesting tech to pick up. And nothing too crazy. I would actually like the Fleet Academy. It would give me the ability to build much more efficient anchorages. And I am slightly over my naval capacity, so this might be a good move. I think in the terms of being able to just like increase the power level of my empire, I'm going to pick this up because it will allow me to turn a space base into an anchorage. And we have established communications with the Malgar allied worlds, which are xenophobes, pacifists, materialists. So they're probably not going to have too good of an opinion of me. Minus 10, I'm going to go ahead and just let them be the way that they are. And we've already picked up another unity point. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the standard construction templates, which is a reference to Warhammer 40k. If you guys don't know that, the STC is a big part of the Imperium of Man's quest across the galaxy. And I actually need to build up another building in here. And I think we're about to hit a new pop level. So I may as well just plug in another energy district because I've been mostly lacking in other areas. And I will be able to build a new building in here. I'm not sure what I'll build in here first. It might be a robot factory. And before I can even finish talking here, it looks like we have found the Trench World, an extensive analysis of 100 canals of plants have been carried out. There's 700 canals more industrial. It's been dug out with deliberate intent. Due to considerable age of the trenches having been carved out more than 100,000 years prior, it's difficult to ascertain why they were made. So this is the trench world that we secured down here. Let's go ahead and keep digging and see what we find. And we just finished blue lasers. I'll go ahead and update my ship designs. And it might seem a little bit silly, but we're going to go ahead and pick up self-evolving logic because I believe that this is one of the technologies that helps you lead towards better droids. And we just got modular engineering, which I believe is going to make upgrading our starbases cheaper, right? Yeah, now we can do quite a bit more in terms of that. What we're going to pick up next, I would like to pick up ion thrusters. Nebula refinery wouldn't be bad. I'm going to go ahead and pick up ion thrusters because my empire is starting to get very big and I need to be able to traverse it quickly with my ships. And it looks like our colony over here is ready for an upgrade. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this building. And we're going to go ahead and also build a robot assembly plant so we can start building new robots. Now we're going to have to develop a new robot for this planet as well. And it will be a... let me see here. Species. It will be a... version of the Prolbot F, except it will have its harvesters replaced with power drills, and it will be called the Prolbot M. I know I am so clever, am I? Am I not so clever? Excellent. So now we have miner Prolbots and farmer Prolbots. Excellent. And we found another archaeological finding. So, this is the trench war. More findings from the excavation site in the Benami 3A have come in, and with them, a new theory, the Orange is a Trench network. Millennia was best fit by innovating extraterrestrial organism. Best describes a huge snail-like creature the size of a city. It roamed with impunity, scouring the surface clean of all organic matter it touched. The trenches were dug out by the indigenous population of diminutive mustelid-like humanoids in order to either escape the snail's onslaught or to try to attack its vulnerable underbelly. But the extent of the excavation trench must have gone on for generations. There are no indications the local population survived the crisis, nor are there any remains of the behemoth that devoured them. A grim fate indeed. So we get some society research out of them. That's pretty cool. Nice. I like this whole expansion so far. It's really, really cool and interesting. And we have managed to take hold of Vol-tah. Now these guys are going to be a little bit upset that I kind of jumped all the way through their territory to get this piece of land. However, this is a prime piece of real estate and we will be taking advantage of it as much as possible. And the conglomerate of Helven Jewel actually would like to get a research agreement with me. And I'm going to go ahead and agree to that. I don't know if that's like a really good move. I don't even know what research agreements do, to be honest. Let's see. Bonus research the other discover technologies. All right. Interesting. Probably a bad idea to do that. Wait, who are these guys? Occupied by the coalition of Inaris. Who are those guys? And they're also going to go ahead and offer us a commercial agreement. Going to start eating into our diplomacy points again, but, you know, it's got to be done. And we have somehow found some sort of unidentified empire here in Sarek. I'm going to go ahead and research that and see what it is. And we just have finished self-evolving logic, so we get yet another research choice when we're going through the tech tree here. I'm going to go ahead and... there's quite a few choices here. I could go ahead and get the UV laser. I could also get some unique weapons like the Disruptor. These have some very interesting properties in that they penetrate both shields and armor. Don't really see much of a point of ever taking them, however. Because they don't really do a whole lot of DPS. They have very low tracking and very low range. I'm sure there is a way to make these worth it, but I feel like these weapons are only worth it if your entire fleet uses them. Yeah. So I guess I'll go ahead and just pick up the UV lasers for the little bit extra power. And we've also just finished Interstellar Fleet Tradition, so let's go ahead and start a new research. Naval capacity, fleet command limit, chemical bliss. I think we'll skip out on that. I would like to get this, but it's quite a long technology. So I'm going to go ahead and do naval capacity plus 30 or starbase capacity. Starbase capacity would be nice because I want to start building fortresses on some of these forward worlds. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. And we just unlocked the ion thruster as well. So we're going to want to do a little bit of work on upgrading our ships. Could be an idea here to grab the afterburners too, because speed is important. And I have a very big and sprawling empire. Living metal construction would help with megastructures. Unfortunately, I didn't get the living metal. I think they managed to nab it. So, I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick up exotic gas refineries. No, I'll pick up afterburners. We went through and upgraded the thrusters on all of my ships, so they're a little bit quicker, which is very, very, very nice. Alrighty, we've also unlocked afterburners, which I might be plugging into most of my ships in order to get that extra sublight speed and evasion. We're also going to be picking up the exotic gas extraction because I want to be able to capture this exotic gas over here, so we have a construction ship in position. Alright, so we went through and we plugged in afterburners on all of my ships so that they now move a little bit quicker, which is going to be nice because it means we'll be able to move around the galaxy a little bit quicker and not have to wait so long in order to reinforce different areas, because there might be a war brewing with these guys right here. They are superior to me, which is worrying, so I'm going to immediately start building a fortress here in the hopes that I can use this to hold them off. And it looks like our governor, who had been around since the start of the game, has finally died. We're going to go ahead and choose a new one. I'll go ahead and take this guy because he'll live a very long time and get a very high level of skill. That's the hope. I like it when my leaders live a long time. We've also just finished researching the UV laser, which will be used to upgrade our guys. Allows us to travel through wormholes. That is very interesting. I don't think I have found any wormholes, but it might be worth it to pick this up. On the other hand, I could get a better hyperdrive. I think I'd like to get some of these cheaper technologies. For example, quantum field manipulation would, again, give me lots of energy credits to spend on making my stuff a little bit more efficient. I also have like a huge excess of minerals, so I might as well go ahead and start selling these off in chunks. I think it would be a pretty reasonable thing to do. And so now the Drydium Star Fortress is finished construction. I'm going to go ahead and put in gun batteries mostly, and I would also like to maybe plug in some of this other stuff. Like communications jammers, for example, which will lower the chance that enemies can escape, increase the chance that we get full kills with this guy. For example, the target uplink computer will be quite good too. I'm going to go ahead and slap that in there, and then we'll upgrade this. So a lot of queued up power here. We're going to try to upgrade this to the maximum. We're also going to be building some defensive platforms eventually, but we'll wait until this is fully upgraded before we do that. Uh-oh. And it seems like they did not take kindly to me building up a fortress over here. So I'm going to go ahead and send my fleet to get over there as soon as possible. We will quickly upgrade them, reinforce them, and then send them over to Drydium. Looks like war has been declared, so we will have to defend ourselves. Now, out of curiosity, I'm curious, did anyone come to join me in this war? And it looks like the Lyrite regime has indeed joined me. And I wouldn't actually mind pushing back their borders to Zowad. I would much rather have a fortress here, or perhaps even to Flestia. So I may go ahead and make some claims here, because they're pretty cheap to do on our rival. In fact, I would be perfectly happy with just Figzar. So yeah, I think we might make a claim there. And then set my war goal to conquer my claim. Anyway, I'll be back in the next episode. Hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. Let me know how you feel about the sort of more edited series stuff that I've been doing. Do you like this? Would you like to see me do more of this kind of thing? And also, wait, what have I clicked on here? I've confused myself thoroughly. Sectors, right. Yeah, I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.